presentation of the Replay Sports Channel, the home for great games.
Good evening, football fans. We conclude Week 12 with the Birmingham Americans taking on the Memphis Express. Monday Night Football being brought to you exclusively by the Replay Sports Channel. Hello again, everyone. Glenn Walker talking to you from the Replay Sports Channel studios, getting ready to take you out to the Liberty Bowl in Memphis for tonight's game. And a quick look at where these two teams stand as we are just now less than 3 weeks away from the end of the regular season. In the Eastern Conference, Birmingham holds on to the 5th seed. And in the Western Conference, Memphis, number 2 seed, behind Las Vegas. Both teams are in a strong position when it comes to making the postseason, looking to the rest of the regular season schedule to try to improve their rankings, if you will. There are the other teams. We'll take a look at them maybe a little bit later and talk to you about those scenarios. Now again tonight, the matchup between the Americans and the Memphis Express. Coming into tonight's game, Birmingham with a record of 7-4. Last week, Birmingham took care of the DC Guardians 21-16. DeAndre Swift carried the ball 18 times for 95 yards. Trey Hendrickson trying to make his bid for Defensive Player of the Year nominee with 3 sacks. And Jamar Chase, 8 receptions for 118 yards. Birmingham is coached by Doug Peterson in his 3rd season at the helm. He's made the playoff every season, and they will make it again this year. They're guaranteed of a spot in the playoffs. Across the field are the Memphis Express. As we said, they're first in the Central Division, 2nd seed in the West. Last week they defeated Detroit soundly, 35-23. Lamar Jackson, one of the players to watch tonight, 24 of 38, 370 yards, 4 touchdowns passing. He did get another touchdown on the ground. Express are coached by Mike Vrabel. He's in his 4th season. They've made the playoffs 2 out of the last 3 seasons. If Coach Vrabel gets a win tonight, it'll be the first time in his tenure at the helm of the Memphis Express that he's had a team get more than 8 victories in a season. As we mentioned, keeping an eye on certain players quarterbacking for the Americans. Gardner Minshew, 306 completions, 512 attempts, 3,187 yards, 14 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift, who we may or may not see tonight, leads the team in rushing, 554 yards. 70-degree clear evening here, the weekend or the Monday before Thanksgiving. Slight wind swirling in the bowl of the stadium. We're getting ready to take you down to the field and our announcing team. I'll check in again with you at halftime. Enjoy tonight's game between the Americans and the Express.
Pistol formation. Swift gains 3 on the pitch, Davis on the tackle. Second and 7. Minshew from the pistol. Minshew is intercepted by Emerson, return of 10. First and 10 at the 44. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson at the line. 2-yard run by Connor, Granderson on the tackle. Second and 8 from the 42. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson to Brown, gain of 11, Stevens on the stop, first down. Jackson from the pistol. Man in motion. Jackson is sacked by Hendrickson, loss of 4. Second and 14. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson completes the pass to Payers, gain of 13, Neal with the tackle. Third and 1. Man in motion. Jackson with a gain of 2 on the play, Dodson on the tackle, first down. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson at the line. Jackson is sacked by Anderson, loss of 2. Second and 12 from the 22. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson barks out the signals. Jackson passes to Brown, loss of 1, Stevens on the tackle. Timeout, Birmingham. Third and 13 from the 23. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson completes the pass to Downs, gain of 7, Robertson with the tackle. 34-yard attempt for Fairbairn. This will give them the lead. The snap from Schmitz. Fairbairn is good from 34, Memphis 3, Birmingham 0. Here's the kick from Fairbairn.
Kicking team.
Swift on the carry, gain of 4, McKinney on the tackle. Pistol formation. Minshew calls the signals. Minshew passes to Godwin, 3-yard gain, Benford on the tackle. Third and 3 from the 47. Minshew from the pistol. Minshew throws incomplete to Addison. Behringer to punt. Powell standing inside his own 10. "44-yard punt by Behringer, out of bounds. First and 10. Connor on the sweep, 3-yard gain, Dodson with the tackle. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson on the carry, gain of 8, Campbell on the tackle, first down. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson barks out the signals. Jackson throws incomplete to Pears, Neal on the coverage.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 14. 10-yard penalty.
Jackson from the pistol. Jackson to Pierce, incomplete. Second and 20 from the 10. Jackson from the pistol. Two-yard run by Jackson, Buckner with the tackle. Third and 18 from the 12. Jackson from the pistol. Prevent defense. Jackson with the pass to Pierce, incomplete, Campbell on the coverage. Robbins from punt formation. In his own end zone. "51-yard punt by Robbins, 2-yard return by Turpin."
Offsides, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Five-yard run by Pacheco, Mafe on the tackle. Second and 5 from the 49. I formation. Pacheco the ball carrier, gain of 4, Morrow on the tackle. Third and 1 at the 47. Motion. Swift on the carry, gain of 2, Clowney on the tackle, first down. First and 10 at the 45. Pistol formation. Minshew completes the pass to Godwin, gain of 3, Mafe on the tackle. Second and 7 from the 42. Swift with a 5-yard run, Davis on the tackle. Third and 2. Pacheco with the carry, gain of 16, Morrow on the tackle, first down. Minshew from the pistol. Minshew completes the pass to Swift, gain of 7, Morrow on the tackle. Second and 3 from the 14. Man in motion. Yard run by Pacheco, Morrow on the tackle, first down, end of the first quarter, Memphis 3, Birmingham 0.
Some beers are just beers. But Iron Ridge Lager, it's a legend in a bottle. Born in the mountains, brewed for those who crave adventure. Whether you're scaling peaks, chasing sunsets, or just unwinding after a hard day's work, Iron Ridge Lager is your perfect companion. Smooth, crisp, refreshing, with a bold, full-bodied flavor that says, you've earned this. Not just any beer, your beer. Iron Ridge Lager. Taste the adventure.
First and goal from the 2. I formation. Motion. Memphis stacked the line. Swift on the carry, touchdown Birmingham.
The previous play is under review. The ruling on the field stands.
The kick by Santos is good. Birmingham 7, Memphis 3. Here's the kick from Santos. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson at the line. Jackson passes to Pears, gain of 20, Neal on the tackle, first down. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson completes the pass to Pears, 17-yard gain, Neal on the tackle, first down.
Number 33, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Jackson from the pistol. Jackson passes to Parham, gain of 8, Jenkins with the tackle. Second and 2 at the 15. Trips left. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson to downs, touchdown Memphis. Fairbairn makes the extra point, Memphis 10, Birmingham 7. Here's the kick from Fairbairn. The kick from Fairbairn is returned 21 yards by Beck, Gilman on the tackle. Four-yard run by Pacheco, Ellis on the tackle. Second and 6 at the 29. Motion. Swift on the carry, gain of 4, Gilman on the tackle. Third and 2. Minshew from the pistol. Minshew passes to Godwin, incomplete. Behringer to punt. "53-yard punt by Behringer, return of 5 by Powell."
Offsides, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Jackson from the pistol. Jackson completes the pass to Pierce, gain of 32, Campbell with the tackle, first down. I formation. Connor the ball carrier, touchdown Memphis. Fairbairn converts the extra point, Memphis 17, Birmingham 7. Fairbairn to kick off. The kick from Fairbairn is returned 14 yards by Turpin, Gilman on the tackle. First and 10 from the 25. Minshew at the line. Swift with a gain of 1 on the play, Mafe on the tackle. 2nd and 9 from the 26. Minshew from the pistol. Minshew completes the pass to Addison, gain of 8, Hilton on the tackle. Third and 1 from the 34. Man in motion. Yard run by Swift, Morrow on the tackle, first down. Minshew from the pistol. Minshew completes the pass to Swift, loss of 3, Morrow on the tackle. Second and 13. Minshew from the pistol. Swift on the draw, no gain, Morrow on the tackle. Third and 13 from the 38. Minshew from the pistol. Minshew with the pass to Beck, no gain, fumble recovered by
Grabbing the
Memphis.
face mask.
Memphis ball.
Defense. Number 29, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
First and 10 from the 47. Pistol formation. Minshew passes to Swift, gain of 3, Morrow on the tackle. Second and 7 from the 44. Swift on the sweep, gain of 5, Carter on the tackle. Birmingham down by 10. Third and 2 from the 39. 5:49 to go in the second. Minshew from the pistol. Minshew at the line. Minshew completes the pass to Chase, 7-yard gain, Emerson on the tackle, first down. Birmingham trailing by 10. Pistol formation. Minshew completes the pass to Swift, 11-yard gain, Gilman with the tackle, first down. Trips left. Minshew from the pistol. Minshew passes to Chase, touchdown Birmingham. Santos makes the extra point, Memphis 17, Birmingham 14. Here's the kick from Santos. Jackson barks out the signals. Kelly gains 4 on the sweep, Reddick with the tackle. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson to Parham, 10-yard gain, Jenkins on the tackle, first down. Memphis by 3. First and 10 from the 39. 2:51 in the second. Pistol formation. Jackson on the carry, gain of 13, Campbell on the tackle, first down.
False start. Offense. Number 69. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Jackson from the pistol. Jackson barks out the signals. Jackson completes the pass to Powell, gain of 7, Mosley on the
Roughing
tackle.
the passer. Defense. Number 99. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down. False start. Offense. Number 69. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
First and 15 at the 36. Jackson from the pistol. Yard run by Jackson, Reddick on the tackle, first down. Express ahead by 3. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson throws incomplete to Pierce, Neal on the coverage. Jackson in a pistol formation. Jackson gains 2 on the sweep, Buckner on the tackle. Third and 8 from the 19. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson completes the pass to Brown, gain of 9, Stevens with the tackle, first down. Pistol formation. Jackson calls out the signals. Three-yard gain by Jackson, Jenkins on the tackle. Memphis by 3. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson to Pierce, 7-yard gain, Neal on the tackle. Timeout, Memphis. Jackson from the pistol. Motion right. Someone jumped. Possible free play for Jackson. Jackson with the carry, touchdown Memphis. The kick by Fairbairn is good, Memphis 24, Birmingham 14. Here's the kick from Fairbairn. The kick from Fairbairn is returned 6 yards by Beck, fumble recovered by Addison, Birmingham ball. Minshew calling signals. Swift with the carry, gain of 6, Gilman with the tackle. End of the first half, Memphis 24, Birmingham 14.
And as the players head back to their respective dressing rooms, halftime has begun here on Monday Night Football, and an entertaining contest between the Birmingham Americans, who trail the Memphis Express by a score of 24-14. Lots to bring you up to date on, and looking at key plays and moments from the first 30 minutes. But first, let's take a quick timeout, and then we'll show you a first half recap brought to you by Edge Force Shaving Products.
In a world where every day is a battle, your face is your armor, but even armor needs care. Introducing Edge Force, the ultimate shaving experience crafted for men who conquer life. With its triple action formula, Edge Force soothes, hydrates and sharpens your edge. No nicks, no irritation, just results. Feel the difference, see the confidence, be unstoppable. Edge Force, take on the day one shave at a time. Sharper, stronger, you.
We have an exciting football game between the Americans and the Express, and we'll set the scene for you by taking a look at the first half statistics here. Memphis got things rolling on a 9-play, 28-yard drive, taking up just under 5 minutes of play. Fairbairn with a 34-yard field goal to open up the scoring account. Memphis led 3-0. Wasn't until early second quarter, though, that we really got to see the scoring blow up, as you will. Birmingham got things going very early in the second quarter. DeAndre Swift, 2-yard touchdown run, put Birmingham in front 7-3. The immediate possession after, Memphis, 13:22 left to go to the half. A Lamar Jackson 15-yard touchdown pass to Downs in the corner of the end zone. And Memphis would take the lead 10-7. Taking advantage of a fumble opportunity, Memphis would get the ball deep in Birmingham territory, and then Connor would take off on a 44-yard touchdown run, make the score 17-7. Finally, Birmingham started to turn things around. Minshew, 21-yard touchdown pass to Chase, as he's able to glide his way into the end zone to pull the lead to within 3, and then nearing the end of the first half, Jackson for Memphis jumps over the 1-yard line into the goal, and like that, Memphis has a 10-point lead heading into halftime. Both teams have, one team has committed a turnover. That was Birmingham. That was the ill-advised interception that was thrown on the game's first possession. Third down, both teams not doing overall too bad. Net offense, slight advantage going to Memphis with 247 yards compared to 140 for Birmingham. Time of possession, 15:55 to Birmingham and 14:05 to go towards Memphis. And then breaking it down to the individual statistics, both quarterbacks, a difference of performances here. Gardner Minshew having the tougher evening, 9 out of 12, 60 yards. The one touchdown did have the one interception. Quarterback rating of 78.5. Lamar Jackson, a little bit better evening, 13 of 16, 155 yards. Does have the one touchdown, has been sacked twice. And his quarterback rating is 127.9. Both clubs running the ball well so far, and in the receiving departments. Swift already with 4 receptions on the night. Alec Pierce leading all of the Memphis wide receivers with 5. And our kickers. Santos is yet to attempt a field goal. Fairbairn attempted one from 34 yards out earlier in the contest. Defense seems to be where it's at. Birmingham has recorded 2 sacks of their Chicago foes. And Memphis has yet to record a sack of the Birmingham Americans. So that wraps things up here from halftime. Just a reminder about some upcoming program here on the Replay Sports Channel studios. Thanksgiving week's coming up, and we have got for you a triple header, if you will. We start things off with Las Vegas at Detroit, and then middle of the day or late afternoon game will be the Chicago Fire at the Arizona Rattlers, and then the nightcap. While you're doing your online shopping, probably, we got the San Diego Fleet taking on the San Antonio Commanders. And then we didn't forget about Monday Night Football. Week 13 will conclude with the St. Louis Stars and the Mexico City Aztecs battling for positioning in that wild-looking Western Conference playoff matchup. So both teams are heading back out in the field now. Make sure to get you back out there in time for our crew as they pick up the second half of the game for you. I'll be back here after the game in order to go over some final moments, awards, notations, and upcoming events. So you've been listening to the Replay Sports Channel halftime show. Take you back out to New York in just a few.
The kick from Santos is downed by Campbell. First and 10 from the 25. Eight-yard gain by Connor, Dodson on the tackle. Second and 2. From the I. Two-yard gain by Kelly, Bernard on the tackle, first down.
Upon further review, the runner was stopped short of the first down. No timeout will be charged.
Third and inches from the 35. Motion. Jackson with a 1-yard run, Bernard on the tackle, first down. Pistol formation. Jackson to Connor, gain of 3, Bernard on the stop. Parham out wide. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson to Downs, 14-yard gain, Robertson on the tackle, first down. First and 10. Motion left. Jackson calls out the signals. Connor with the carry, gain of 1, Anderson on the tackle. Second and 9. Doubling Brown at the line. Jackson at the line. Connor on the pitch, 23-yard gain, Jenkins on the tackle, first down. Memphis by 10. Trips left. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson with a 3-yard run, Allen on the tackle. Second and 7 from the 20. Trips left. Pistol formation. Jackson to downs, gain of 10, Robertson on the tackle, first down. Trips right. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson to Pierce, incomplete. Second and goal from the 10. Trips left. Jackson from the pistol. Jackson to Connor, gain of 2, Bernard on the tackle. Third and goal at the 8. Trips left. Jackson from the pistol. Man in motion. Current drive, 11 plays, 67 yards. They've used 5:54 on the clock. Jackson completes the pass to downs, touchdown Memphis. Fairbairn converts the extra point, Memphis 31, Birmingham 14. Here's the kick from Fairbairn. First and 10 from the 25. Swift on the carry, 14-yard gain, Benford on the stop, first down.
So apologies for the technical difficulties. You saw the game end with a Memphis 44-14 win. Player of the game, Lamar Jackson. What a night Lamar had. As we take a look again at the statistics, Jackson 29-35, 352 yards, 3 touchdowns. Also ran the ball 13 times for 50 yards and scored a touchdown on the ground. Total dominance by the Express in the second half. They outgained Birmingham 484 yards to 194. Visited the red zone 9 times in this game. Scored 8 times. Time of possession, had the ball for over 36 minutes. A lot of turnovers in this game, or I'm sorry, a lot of penalties in this game. Just the 2 turnovers, those were both committed by Birmingham. Memphis dominating the running game, 28 carries, 149 yards by the Express. As we mentioned, both teams are in the playoffs, but it just affects seeding. So if we go back to our original playoff race look here, and to look at updating those numbers, Birmingham coming in at 7-4. They will now be 8-4, so they will stay as the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. And then over in the Western Conference, I'm sorry, 7-5. They dropped to 7-5. Memphis improves to 9-3. Just a little bit closer toward Las Vegas. Things can happen. More importantly, they are a full game ahead of St. Louis. They've already played each other twice. They split both meetings, so now it will come down to division record, conference record, and all those fun tiebreakers should it need be. So just a reminder of some upcoming events as we prepare to sign off tonight. Our next episode will be our Thanksgiving Day triple header. Thanksgiving Day 2024 will feature a series of games. We're going to have the Las Vegas Outlaws taking on the Detroit Wheels. Our late afternoon game will be the Chicago Fire visiting the Arizona Rattlers, and then our late game, San Diego Fleet paying a visit to the San Antonio Commanders. And then ending week 13, we'll head south to the border. St. Louis Stars with Tua Tagovailoa taking on Geno Smith and the Mexico City Aztecs. We are so glad that you joined us today for our football game between Birmingham and Memphis. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Hopefully the tweaks and the adjustments I made prior to today's game paid off, and it was enjoyable for you as the viewer and the listener. Have a great night. We'll talk again soon. From the Replay Sports Channel studios, this has been Glenn Walker thanking you for watching. Have a great night.